Hello everyone. In this semester, one of the subjects for you is FACTS. The full form of FACTS is Flexible AC Transmission System. And in this session, I will be dealing with Introduction to FACTS. So the course objectives particularly to understand the fundamentals of FACTS controllers, to know the importance of controllable parameters and types of FACTS controllers and their benefits, to understand the objectives of shunt and series compensation, to control STATCOM and SPC and their comparison and the regulation of STATCOM, functioning and control of GCSC, TSSC, TCSC. So, in simple way, the main course objective for you is to understand the fundamentals of FACTS controllers. FACTS, as I said, it is flexible AC transmission system, and controllers or the devices. That means, so we have different types, shunt, series, and these names, these short form names are called devices. Okay, so we'll see in further classes. And introduction to FACT devices. As we know, power systems are usually interconnected systems and forms an energy pool. In this, energy can transport among and between the systems. So in C, generation, so transmission, so through transmission lines will send the power to the loads, and it can transport among and also between the systems. Okay, so the main objective of power grid is to provide good quality power to the consumers and maintain the stability of the network. So obviously, main objective of power grid is to provide good quality power to the consumers or customers. Unless if we don't provide good power, means it is not desirable for the power system. Since the power system are exposed to various disturbances, so which may cause sudden changes in the real power balance of the system and consequent acceleration of machines. So if we know the transmission lines are exposed to the atmosphere, so because of that we have various disturbances, so which may cause sudden changes in the real power. So that means, suppose if suddenly load varies, means all the parameters will change. So voltage may increase, voltage may decrease, the current will disturbance, and the impedance may change. So because of that, the real power balance of the system changes and consequent acceleration and deceleration of machines. That means it leads to the alternator acceleration or deceleration in thermal power stations, which is not desirable. And also, so there are some problems in AC lines, which are thermal limits. That means there is a limit to transfer the power in AC systems. And if you want to increase more thermal limit, means it again, so you need to increase the cost of insulation, switchgear and other related equipments. Now one of the other problem is corona loss and skin effect and Ferranti effect. So because of these limits, thermal limits and these losses, so we can't send the desired power to the customers. And one more thing is power system stability. So we need to maintain the power system stability. So it is the capability of recovering an adverse situation, means a bad situation, created due to disturbances and regains the original or very near to the original conditions. As we know, the definition of power system, the stability of the system which regains its original position or very near to the original position. And steady state stability is defined a small and gradual disturbance continuously. If there is a small disturbance, means even though the power system reaches steady state operating condition, is called as steady state stability. And capability of the power system to maintain synchronism under the condition of severe and sudden or Severe means a large and sudden disturbances in the system. So we call it as transient stability. It's like turbulent faults. So it's a large disturbance. Okay, so steady state stability means we can take an example of LG fault. So tree falling on transmission line, rainy season especially. Okay, that is steady state stability. You can take that example. And to achieve both operational reliability and financial profitability, more efficient utilization and control of existing transmission system infrastructure is required with power electronic based equipment devices, that is FACTS. Okay, so in order to achieve the benefits to reach the maximum extent of power from the source to the load, so we require to control the power by use of power electronic based equipment devices called as FACTS. The concept of FACTS implies the use of high power electronic devices in order to control power flow in a transmission network. So thereby allowing the transmission lines to be loaded to their full capacity, which is not possible in normal AC transmission lines without involving the FACT devices to transmit the full power that is up to their thermal limits. And we can define flexible FACTS like this. It is a new integrated concept based on power electronic switching converters and dynamic controllers to enhance the system utilization and power transfer capacity, as well as the stability, security, reliability and power quality of AC interconnections. So if we get into the history of FACTS, so FACTS was first proposed by Dr. N.G. Inghoroni in 1988 of Electric Power Research Institute. It is a research institute like, so we have a nearby research institute, CPRI, Central Power Research Institute. Similarly, it is an EPRI, Electric Power Research Institute in US. And the rating of that FACT device is 500 kV, 3-phase 60 Hz substation. So 60 Hz means that in US it is 60 Hz. So the rating is 500 kV, 3-phase 60 Hz substation. So the objectives of FACTS is to increase the power transfer capability of transmission systems. Regulation of power flows. Regulation means you can control the power flows in transmission routes. Secure loading of transmission lines near to their thermal limits. We can send the maximum power through the transmission lines. And prevention of cascading outages. Cascading outages means failure of one part can lead the failure of other parts and so on. So we can avoid this type of outages with the help of FACT. And the benefits of FACT controllers, it increase transfer of power without adding new transmission line. So suppose if the transmission lines existing, if you want to send more power means we can use these FACT devices. And transmission cost is minimized, so we cannot maintain like the cost of insulation won't increase, and the cost of power system protection equipments can be controlled. That means cost is minimized. Smooth steady state and dynamic control, increase of reliability, so we can trust in the power system to achieve a good quality of power. Improvement of system stability and voltage control. So control of power in transmission corridors by controlling the parameters like line impedance, angle and voltage. So contribute to optimal system operation. So minimum, that means we can economically we can operate by reducing power losses and improve voltage profile. Increase the loading capability of lines to their thermal capabilities, including short term or seasonal. So these are some benefits, and of course we have some disadvantages also. So which initiates its high initial costs. So at the time of placing the FACTS, it is high initial cost, and joints required for contraction and expansion. See, depends upon the atmospheric conditions. In summer and winter we can see. So the example of rail tracks, they can expand or contract. Okay. Similarly here it is a static device, solid state device, FACT devices. There is a problem for contraction and expansion. So we require some maintenance and of course high repair cost. So these two are very less chances for disadvantage, but only we need to consider is high initial cost. And you can see also applications of FACTS, steady state voltage stability, power flow control, so damping of power oscillations. We can reduce this damping with the help of FACT devices, like so by placing shunt or series FACT devices through the transmission lines. So reducing generation costs. So whatever the power required we can transmit without any losses. So we don't need to generate more power. So also in HVDC link application, so deregulated power systems. Deregulated power system means so securing the rules and regulations to transmit the electric power. So interconnection of renewable distributed generation and storages. Renewable energy sources like solar, wind, geothermal, and distributed generation, microgrid, small mini hydel power plants, and storages means so through batteries. So we can interconnect with the help of FACT devices. Okay. So I am coming to unit 1. So the name of unit 1 is FACTS concepts. So these are the topics which will be covered in unit 1. So transmission interconnections, power flow in AC systems, so loading capability limits, dynamic stability considerations, importance of controllable parameters, so basic types of FACT controllers, benefits from FACT controllers. So the entire this unit gives you a clear picture about how the power is flowing in AC transmission system. So what are the problems we face in loading capability limits, and what type of considerations in dynamic stability, and the importance of controllable parameters, and types of FACT devices and benefits from FACT controllers. Okay. So, and we'll see in next session starting from this concept, transmission interconnections in power flow in an AC system.